UN Hoda Recap making another great video, guys. Let's get one thing straight from the start. Paulie Walnuts Gualtieri was no rat. Not in the classic Salvatore Big Pussy Bon Pensiero sense. He never wore a wire for the FBI. He never gave formal testimony in a courtroom. To call him a snitch feels wrong, a violation of the sacred omerta he claimed to live by. And yet, if you trace the arc of his story, from Tony Soprano's loyal soldier to the last man standing in that lonely, empty safe house, a chilling pattern emerges. Paulie Gualtieri may not have been a federal informant, but he was something perhaps more dangerous, a slow, steady, and catastrophic leak. A man whose loyalty was a weather vane, spinning with every shift in the wind of his own fear, insecurity, and bottomless self-interest. To understand why Paulie is the ultimate snitch, you have to redefine the term. Snitching isn't just about talking to the feds. It's about the betrayal of trust for personal preservation, one whispered doubt, one strategic omission, at a time. Exhibit A, the chaotic loyalty. Paulie's allegiance is never to the family, it's to Paulie. Watch him during any crisis. When Tony is in a coma, Paulie immediately begins currying favor with Johnny Sack, the rival New York boss. He visits him, takes his gifts, and openly speculates about Tony's demise. This isn't just hedging bets, it's an active exploration of defection. Later, when tensions between New York and New Jersey erupt, Paulie is captured by the New York crew. After a tense standoff, he's released. But what happened in that room? The show leaves it hauntingly ambiguous. All we see is Paulie, shaken to his core, returning with a story that feels too clean. Their suspicion, the unspoken accusation from Silvio and Christopher, hangs in the air. Did he give something up to save his own skin? His frantic, defensive aggression afterward is the guilt of a man who knows he compromised, even if he didn't quite confess. Exhibit B, the poisonous gossip. Paulie is a walking, talking rumor mill. He is incapable of keeping his mouth shut. He is the primary vector for information, and more importantly, disinformation, within the family. He's the one who tells Ralph Cifaretto about Tony's crude joke, sparking a near-fatal conflict. He's the one constantly whispering in Christopher Moltisanti's ear, stoking the young man's paranoia and resentment towards Tony, subtly undermining the heir apparent. This isn't idle chatter. This is the tactical erosion of trust. By sowing doubt and spreading secrets, Paulie weakens the structural integrity of the entire organization. He creates the fissures that the feds, or rival families, can exploit. A formal snitch gives the FBI facts. Paulie gives his own family the psychological ammunition to destroy itself from within. Exhibit C, the spiritual betrayal and the killing of the heir. Paulie's most revealing moment isn't with a gangster, but with a psychic. Terrified by a bout of illness, he becomes convinced he's being haunted by the ghost of a man he and Christopher murdered years earlier. In a panic, he seeks out a medium. And what does he do? He confesses. Not to a priest, but to a stranger. He divulges the details of a murder, seeking absolution. This is the core of Paulie's snitch psychology. When truly frightened, his need for personal relief overrides all codes of silence. Now, fast forward to his final, definitive act of betrayal, Christopher Moltisanti's death. He didn't pull the trigger, Tony did. But in the car, moments before the crash, it is Paulie who plants the seed. The seatbelt's jammed, he says, looking at the intoxicated, reckless Christopher. He plants the idea of danger, of a liability, directly into Tony's mind. He is the catalyst. He knows exactly what he's doing, removing a rival, yes, but more importantly, offering up a sacrifice to placate the boss. He gives Tony the moral pretext for murder. Exhibit D, the last man standing. Consider the endgame. The Soprano family is decimated. Bobby is dead. Silvio is in a coma. Christopher is dead. And who is left, alone with Tony in a safe house, as the war with New York reaches its peak? Paulie. How? Why him? Because Paulie has mastered the art of survival through plausible deniability and strategic betrayal. He never makes the big, bold move that makes him a target. He simply leaks. He allows others to take the risks, stokes their conflicts, and then stands aside when they fall. When Tony, in one of his final acts, offers Paulie a lucrative crew leadership, Paulie hesitates. He's superstitious, seeing omens. But the real reason is deeper. He senses the end. And his instinct isn't to stand with his boss, it's to calculate whether the new position will make him a bigger target. He is already, in his mind, working on his post-Tony survival plan. So, is Paulie a snitch? By the twisted code of his world, arguably yes. He snitched on the code of loyalty every single day. He traded secrets for social standing. He offered up his friends' vulnerabilities as currency to buy his own security. He gave Tony the final nudge to kill his own nephew. In the end, Paulie Walnuts embodies the ultimate truth of the mob's decay. The most dangerous rat isn't the one in the FBI office. It's the one sitting next to you at the pork store, laughing at your jokes, all while quietly measuring your worth against his own fear. His betrayal wasn't a single act of treachery, it was a lifetime of corrosive, self-serving gossip, cowardice, and calculated leaks that drained the family's strength drop by drop. He survived not because he was the strongest, but because he was the most adept at making sure someone else was always in the line of fire. That's not loyalty. That's the slow, quiet work of a snitch. Thanks for watching, guys. UN Hoda Recap making another damn great video. If you want more of this or another Sigma character, put in the comments. Thanks for watching again, guys.